Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a brand called HAN, which is really my favorite affordable makeup brand. So I will be starting out by talking about their tinted moisturizer, which has an SPF of 30, and then I'll be talking about the rest of the products that they make, all of which I really like as well. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's get started. So first, a little bit of information about me. I'm 58 years old and I have dry and sensitive skin. What I've found is that as I've gotten older, the requirements that I have for whether foundations work for me have changed quite a bit. So foundations that have worked for me in the past don't necessarily work for me now, and products that other people seem to like a lot also don't work for me. So I hope that if you have dry, sensitive, and mature skin like mine, that hearing about my reports on some of these foundations can be of help to you. Now here is a list of foundations that I am planning to review over the next few months. I do not like perfumes or chemical sunscreens in my foundations because I find that those invariably irritate my skin. So none of these products include those ingredients. But if there are any other products that meet those criteria that you would like for me to take a look at, then please let me know and I'll see if I can get a hold of them. So let's talk a little bit about the company HAN. So this apparently is supposed to stand for Healthy, Active, and Natural. It was founded in 2015 by a woman named Susan Wong, who has a degree in business from UC Berkeley and who worked in finance. Apparently she was pregnant and she realized that the products that are on the market that she was able to use were not very good, so she decided to put some effort into starting her own company. And this is a company that uses pretty much all natural ingredients, and that it's vegan, it is cruelty-free, it uses mostly cardboard containers or recycled plastics, so it's working on being environmentally sustainable. And I have really liked all of the products from this company that I have tried, and I feel like this is a company that's really been overlooked by people that focus on doing beauty reviews. And I tend to overlook it myself, even though I have all of the products. And when I get them out again, I'm always really impressed at how high the quality is compared even to brands that are much, much more expensive, and certainly compared to anything else that I've found in the drugstore. So this product line is sold at Credo and it's sold on Amazon. On Amazon, for instance, their blush sticks have almost 8,000 ratings, and I think it was 4.3 stars. So they get very good reviews, and they also sell on their own website. So I think that this is a brand that more people should give a try to, because I think that it's a really very nice brand, especially at that price point. So let's talk about the foundation. This product is an oil-based foundation, so that makes it quite a bit different from most of the other sunscreen tinted moisturizers that I have used, because most of those are water-based. But this one is entirely oil. It comes in this airless pump container, which I think is very nice. There's currently 8 shades. Unfortunately, when I purchased this, there was only a fair cool, and then the next one was a light warm. And so this one's just a little bit dark for me. This is shade 2, but now there's a shade 1.5 that is a fair warm shade that I would like to purchase, and that probably I will purchase at some point soon. And I think that that would be a better match for me. So the one that I have on right now, it does look a little bit dark for my skin, but I think that most people probably should be able to find a shade that's fairly close to their own shade, at least good enough to use out in the sun, even if it's not a perfect match in terms of what you would like your foundation to look like. So this is vegan and it's gluten-free, and the zinc oxide and the titanium dioxide are non-nanoparticles, so I think that that's good and is not always what we're seeing in other foundations. It has a variety of different, quite high-quality oils in it. It does have coconut oil, so not everyone can tolerate that. It also has castor seed oil and macadamia nut derivative oil, shea butter derivatives, shea butter, jojoba oil, olive oil, argan oil, and some kaolin clay, which I guess would absorb a little bit of the oil. It smells a little bit like lavender, so it has lavender essential oil in it, but all natural, and it's made in the USA. Now for me, what I have found is that all products that contain sunscreens, even mineral sunscreens, have a somewhat negative effect on my skin, which is why for the most part instead I wear a SPF50 hat when I'm outside, and I use this sunscreen more as an addition to give me some extra protection when I'm going to be in the sun for a considerable amount of time. Or if I were going to be going boating, then of course I would wear a sunscreen because I might get reflections from the water. But I think that compared to other sunscreens that I have used, this one has been not too bad for my skin. I think that probably having the pigments suspended in the oil provides a little bit more protection for from them for my skin than if they're in a water-based foundation. So I find it, especially if I put on a primer first and then I put this down, I haven't had any problems with it at all. I wore it yesterday and my skin didn't really seem irritated, so I was really happy about that. Now I think that if we take a look at this, I feel like compared to most water-based foundations, liquid foundations, I think that my skin is looking pretty good. It doesn't have the wrinkles in it around my eyes that most foundations will give me. I think that it looks pretty smooth on my skin and kind of pretty. So I think if I got the lighter shade in this that was actually a match for my skin, I don't think I would mind wearing this at all, even as just a regular foundation. Whereas I find that most tinted sunscreens with SPF in them, that they really don't look that great on me. But this one I think does look very, very nice. Now it is an oil-based foundation, so if you have oily skin, this probably would not be that appropriate for you. I did put some powder down on top of it, but I found that it was pretty easy to control the shine with just a little bit of powder. I put the House Labs powder on it so that it would absorb some of that oil. So I think that this is probably not the right foundation to wear in the summer. What I've found with oil-based foundations like this in general is that even though they feel really good on my skin, even though they look good on my skin, if I wear them outside and then I start to sweat, that they just kind of mix with the sweat and then they just disappear from my skin, or I wipe my face and then they're all gone. So I feel like this is a foundation that would be good for me to use when the weather's not too hot. So right now it's the middle of April, and I think that this is a good time to wear this foundation because it's not a time that I'm going to be sweating even if I'm outdoors. Certainly in the winter, I think this is an excellent product to wear because my skin does get very dry in the winter. I don't feel like I need to put on very much moisturizer under this product, and I do better if I don't put a whole lot on it because it does have a lot of really high quality oils in it, and I think that the oils do tend to be really good for my skin. So I think that one of the reasons that I do really well with oil-based foundations is not just because my skin likes having all that oil in it, which is true, but also because I feel that oil-based foundations don't need to have as many preservatives in them, and the preservatives are one thing that really can be annoying to my skin, even in small amounts and even if they're relatively benign preservatives. So in this case, it does smell like lavender, and I think that the lavender is serving as a preservative for the oil-based foundation. But in general, I've had this ever since last year, and it's held up really well. It's looking really good to me, and it feels really good. So I am pretty optimistic about the ability of this to work for other women that have mature and sensitive skin like mine as well. So overall, as long as it's not a time of the year when my face is going to be sweating a whole lot, this really is my favorite product with SPF in it. And I have worn this quite a bit last year, and I think I'm going to wear it even more this year now that I realize that if I put a primer under it, that it's really not irritating my skin at all. So let's talk a little bit about the other products from HAN before we wrap things up. The one that they're most known for, I think, is the Multistick. So this can be used as a blush or as a lip product. And it comes in this tiny little container, but it actually has just as much product as a regular blush stick, so they've just cut down on the packaging a lot. It comes in a number of shades, I think something like 8 shades. And all of the interesting thing about these is that there's no artificial colors in any of them, which I think is very ambitious of them. And the one that I have right now is Roseberry, and I think this looks really pretty on me. I've been really happy with it. So I think that what I need to do is to buy 1 or 2 more of these products and give them a try, because I've actually really liked using this, not just on my cheeks, but even on my lips. I think it tastes really good. It has a little bit of real vanilla extract in it, and it feels really good to me. So even compared to really expensive blush sticks from many different companies, I think this one is really, really nice. Now, this company is also known for their powder products. So they have powder blush, powder bronzers, and powder eyeshadows. The powder blush, I guess all of these products, they used to come in this plastic packaging, but they have moved to the point where they're using all cardboard packaging, and it's actually quite nice cardboard packaging with this little elastic band on it, and I think this has been terrific. I feel really happy about this for environmental reasons, and it works fine. It's not any more inconvenient than using the plastic kind, so I'm happy about that. They have a bunch of different eyeshadow shades, and I have tried one of those, and I thought that it was a very nice eyeshadow. There's also a little palette that's called, I think, New York Nights, which has 4 colors and then a highlighter in it. So I'm actually really interested in trying that because I've had good experiences with the other eyeshadows. And they have several different colors of blush. A couple of them are pretty neutral. So this one, the Glory, this is almost like a bronzer for me. It's this light peach shade. I've used this on my eyes today as well as on my cheeks, and I think this is a really great shade. And this shade, they say it's like NARS Orgasm, and I don't think it's exactly like that color because it doesn't have the gold shimmer in it, but it's actually a very pretty shade on me also. And then there's 3 shades of bronzer, and unfortunately I don't really think any of those shades of bronzer is ideal for me. The Malibu one, if you've got neutral skin, I think this would work really well on me. It looks a little bit muddy. I find that I really need a peach bronzer to work well for me, and actually that this Glory shade seems to be better than the bronzers. And then this next shade up is called Ibiza. So it has a tiny little bit of gold shimmer in it, and I don't mind the shimmer, but I feel like it's a little bit orange on my skin, so I put a little bit of it on. But I have been using these bronzers as eyeshadows, and they've been very nice for that. So in general, I think that as powder formulas go, these are really nice powder formulas, and I'm pretty picky about that. There's an awfully lot of clean eyeshadow formulas and clean powder formulas that tend to be really hard to apply and not very finely milled. And I think that these are actually about as good as any other powder formulas that I've found from other companies. This is also one of the mascaras that I like the most. So this is really unusual because they have black mascara as well as brown mascara. And I kind of like a brown mascara that's more natural. But I've found that this has been a very nice mascara for me. It has not irritated my eyes at all. I don't feel like it's made a big mess. It's held up pretty well during the day. So as mascaras go, I think this is it's not a real dramatic mascara. So I think that if you're looking for something that really builds a lot of volume, then maybe the Tower 28 mascara would still be better. But in terms of a good everyday mascara that holds up well, that goes on easily, and that's available in brown, I think this is a terrific choice. In terms of concealers, this is really one of the few concealers that I have found that is a wand concealer that works well under my eyes. So usually when I use any kind of a water-based concealer under my eyes, then you can see my wrinkles a whole lot. But I use that under my eyes today and on the rest of my face, and I think that it looks fine. Because it's oil-based. Because again, this is an oil-based product, and again, it smells like lavender. a little bit, but not so much that I'm afraid to use it near my eyes, and it doesn't have any irritating ingredients on it. So again, as products go, I'm kind of constantly surprised when I open this up how it's really better than most of the expensive products that I have tried. And then I think, why am I using all of those really expensive products if this one is so much more affordable and the quality is better? But I think what they're doing is they're hoping that people will recognize the quality without their spending tremendous amounts of money on marketing. And I have to respect that quite a bit. And then they also make lip glosses. So I just have this one so far. But as lip glosses go, this is not a shiny type of a lip gloss. It's more like the kind of lip gloss that Victoria Beckham has, or that Westman Atelier has. So I'll put a little bit more on. It's just creamy and kind of elegant looking. And again, I think I need to buy some more shades of this to see if I really like them, because of all of the lip glosses that I have, every time I put this one on, I feel fine about it. I really kind of like it, and I like the way it looks. And then the most recent products that this company has introduced have been skincare products. So there's a face oil that has a variety of high quality oils in it that I have found to be very nice on my face, and I'm really picky about face oils. So I feel really good about using this one. And then they have this skin refining serum, which has natural fruit AHAs in it, which is designed to be like a debris removing, they say on the website. And you know, I don't use these products at full strength usually. They tend to be a little strong for my skin, but I have found that when I've mixed this with moisturizers or other types of products, that it's been very nice on my skin. It doesn't have any ingredients in it that are non-natural that I would feel concerned about, and my skin seems to like it as long as I don't keep it too strong. So in general, I think these are very nice skincare products, and I kind of hope that they make more skincare products, because I do think that this is a good start for them in this field. So all in all, I really can't say enough good things about this company. I really like all of their products, and I'm really impressed with the formulas, and I'm really impressed with the fact that none of them have caused me any irritation at all. And I think that a lot of people would do well to give them a try, especially if you're not wanting to spend a whole lot of money on cosmetics. But even if you have an unlimited budget, I think these are very good quality products and that are worth trying out. Thanks very much for watching all the way to the end of the video. And if you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe, and I will be reviewing the rest of those foundations. And Coco and I love you very much. Goodbye. Bye-bye.